Good morning, my dear student. Today we will start 9th standard first lesson, Enchanted Pool. This lesson is written by Chakravarti Rajagopalachari. Do you know who is Chakravarti Rajagopalachari? So let us know about this author. He is popularly known as Rajaji. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari is popularly known as Rajaji, and he was a patriot, as astute politician, incisive thinker, and also author of many books. He wrote many books. Rajaji wrote many books. He is a patriot, a real patriot, and astute politician. And his popular books are Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and Ramayana Mahabharata. He wrote so many stories like epic stories. He wrote epic stories. Those are Ramayana and Mahabharata, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita. He is a patriot and astute politician, and also he is a famous thinker. He wrote some of the epics called Mahabharata and Ramayana, and also Upanishads, and another one is Bhagavad Gita he wrote. In Mahabharata, he displays his inimitable flair for telling stories and applying their moral principles to modern times. So his weave is he wants to apply some of the philosophies and some of the most important teachings of Mahabharata in the modern times. This is the theme of this lesson, Enchanted Pool. So today we will discuss about this lesson. In this enchanted pool, so this is an enchanted pool, means that is a miracle. So the pool have some miracles, and in this lesson we can see the Pandavas, the story of Mahabharata. This is a story we took from the Mahabharata, the great Indian epic. So one extract we can take. When Pandavas were failed in the game of dice, they are assigned to forest. When they are in forest, so this story is happened. Let's see what is happening in this lesson. First, in the Mahabharata, the Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice to the Kauravas and had to live in the forest for 12 years. During this period, they had to constantly move from place to place for safety and to meet their daily needs. So when Pandavas are in forest, so when they are failed in the game of dice, they are assigned to the forest. When they are in the forest, they move one place to another place for searching the food. So this one is happened, and then when they are searching food, one day in the 12th year, the Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest and pursuit of a deer. So one day in the 12th year, so totally they are assigned to the forest in the 12th year. So they are deep into the forest, the middle of the forest they are in, and in that forest, so they don't know the way how to come out of that place. The sun was hot overhead, and the 5 brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. Yudhishthira sat down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula. So in the 12th year, so they are in the forest, so they go to deep into the forest, and then that day the sun is overhead. The sun is overhead, At that time they want some water, and then Yudhishthira sat down under it. Yudhishthira, so he is one of the brother of Pandavas, so he won't take the rest, so that he is sitting under the tree to take the rest, and said to Nakula. What he said? Nakula climbed the tree and looked around and said. So now Yudhishthira and other brothers of Pandavas, they want water because they were very thirsty, so that they wants to take rest under the tree. Now Yudhishthira called Nakula and said him to see or look some water. So that Nakula climbed the tree and looked around. So he climbed the tree and looked around for the water. He is fetching some water. So is there any lake? Is there any rivers? So that he is looking to around that place for the water. Next, Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. Nakula was glad when he got to the place and saw there was a pool. So when Nakula climbed the tree and he saw a pool. So that is a very happiest moment for Pandavas, because they want some water now. So that when Nakula saw the pool, everyone felt very happy. Next. He was very thirsty himself and so thought of quenching his thirst first before taking water in the quiver for his brothers. But no sooner did he dip his head in the transparent water than he heard a voice which said. So it is very enthusiastically Nakula went to the pool for drinking water, and he wanted to bring some water to his brothers, so that he suddenly go to the pool. In front of the pool, he just first dip his hand a transparent water. It is a transparent water, a clean water. Transparent means a clean, a clear water, a pure water. So that in that pure pool, so when he dipped his hand into the pool, he heard a voice, a unseen voice. That is unseen voice Nakula heard in the pool. This pool belongs to me, O son of Madri. Answer my questions and then drink the water. That unseen voice. So when Nakula dipped the hand into the water, that pure water, so he heard a sound, that is unseen sound he heard. That sound, that unseen voice is said like this: this pool belongs to me, O son of Madri. Answer my questions and then drink the water. That unseen voice is telling to Nakula that, so O son of Madri, here Nakula is the son of Madri. Nakula and Sahadeva, they were the son of Madri. So that, O son of Madri, first answer my questions and then you can drink the water. What Nakula's reply for this question? Let's see. When Nakula did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. He drank the water and at once dropped down. So Nakula did not come. For many times they are waiting for Nakula. Pandavas waiting for Nakula, but Nakula did not come, so that Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to look what was happening to Nakula. He sent, second time he sent Sahadeva. Who sent? Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva into the pool for seeing what was happening to Nakula. And he drank the water. First, when he saw the pool, so again Sahadeva is also doing the same thing. When he saw the water, he is just going to drink the water. At once dropped down. So when he is trying to drink the water, he just dropped down. He fell down. Sahadeva, Nakula is already fell down. Now Sahadeva is also same. That one is happening. Sahadeva also. When Sahadeva too failed to return, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see whether the brothers had met with any danger. Arjuna went swiftly. So now Nakula and Sahadeva both are, so they are fell down when they are ignoring the words of unseen voice, so that they are not ready to answer the questions of unseen foe, so that they are fell down. Now when Sahadeva too failed to return, now Sahadeva is also not come to the Pandavas, so that Yudhishthira now sent to Arjuna. This is the time of Arjuna, the great brave. So he is one of the famous person in Pandavas. So when Arjuna go to the pool, so whether the brothers had met with any danger. So they are thinking that Nakula and Sahadeva, they are in the danger, they are in some trouble, so that Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to look what is happening to those two brothers. So Arjuna went very quickly, he went to see what was happening to his brothers. Next, he saw his brothers lying dead near the pool, heart broken with grief. He wanted to avenge their deaths. When Arjuna go to the pool, so the two brothers Nakula and Sahadeva, they are in the state of dead. They are in the state of dead, so that his heart was broken. He felt very bad when he saw the dead bodies of his brother. Arjuna felt very bad, so that he wants to take the revenge. Arjuna wants to take the revenge on the enemies. However, he too was overwhelmed by a monstrous thirst which compelled him towards the fatal pool. Again the warning voice was heard. Arjuna is also feeling very thirsty, very thirsty. He is also wants some water, so that when he saw the two dead bodies of Nakula and Sahadeva, again he wants some water, so that he did not mind about those people. So he is also go and drink the water. He is also going to drink the water. Again, Arjuna also heard that unseen voice. That unseen voice was said that first you have to answer my questions and then you can drink the water. So Arjuna is a brave person. He don't care about that unseen voice, and Arjuna became very angry. He cried. Next, he cried. He is very angry. And who are you? Come and stand up to me and I will kill you. So he has become very angry. Arjuna became very angry when he heard the words of unseen voice. So he became very angry and he is asking questions. Who are you? Who are you to ask the questions? Come and stand up to me, so I will kill you. So he is very angry. So So he is asking like that, who are you? Who are you to ask me to the questions? Angrily, he said that he shot sharp arrows in the direction of the walls. So in arrows, so he is very brilliant. Arjuna is very brilliant, so that he is shot some arrows. He shot some arrows in the direction of the voice. But that is unseen foe. That is unseen voice. We can only hear the voice, but we cannot see. We cannot able to see that person. We can see only the voice. So that his arrows can't touch that unseen voice. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said, that invisible being, that is laughing. So because his arrows can't touch, that unseen foe. So that is laughed in front of Arjuna. Again Arjuna became very angry because that unseen foe was laughing. So that after another anxious wait, Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. So energetic that Bhima. So next, first Nakula, he did not come, and Sahadeva, he is also not come, and now Arjuna, a brave person, he is also not come to the place. So that now Yudhishthira sent Bhima to that pool, to that place. Yudhishthira sent Bhima. What is happening in that place? Next, like Arjuna, Bhima also did not heed the warning and drank water eagerly, glaring around in defense, and instantly his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. Again, so now Bhima came into the pool, came near the pool. So when he saw the dead bodies of his brothers, he was shocked. So what is happening to them? He was shocked. Next, he was getting very angry. So again that unseen voice heard. Bhima heard that unseen voice, and then so he also, same as it is, he also did not care about that unseen voice, and he is doing his work, and again Bhima also fell down. Puzzled and worried that his brothers had not returned, Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction of his brothers had taken. When he came near a pool, he saw his 4 brothers laying on the ground. To all appearance dead, he was shocked. So now Yudhishthira himself came to the pool. What is happening? To see what was happening to his brothers. So he himself came to near the pool. He saw the dead bodies of his 4 brothers, Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna and Bhima. Those 4 brothers are laying down. They are like dead bodies. He was shocked. Yudhishthira was totally shocked. What was happening to these my brothers? He was shocked. These 4 brothers were laying down. So Yudhishthira was very shocked and he was very tense what is happening to his brothers. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. At once a voice without form warned him. At once again Yudhishthira also, he just dipped his hands to drink the water. So he, as usual, for 4 brothers, it is also happening for 4 brothers. Yudhishthira also heard that unseen voice. Unseen, that unseen voice, what that unseen voice told to Yudhishthira? Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of Yaksha, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. So Yudhishthira knows everything. So one is made by the Yaksha. Yudhishthira knows, so that he guessed that is none other than Yaksha. That is the voice of the Yaksha. No one recognizes. These four brothers did not recognize the voice of the Yaksha. They are just ignored the voice of the Yaksha. Now Yudhishthira, so he guessed he is none other than Yaksha. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He said to the bodiless voice. So, the possible way to convey to the Yaksha, for he wants the four brothers. Yudhishthira wants four brothers for convincing Yaksha. He saw some possible ways to convince Yaksha, and he said to the bodiless form, what he said? What Yaksha so he wants some question. He wants to ask some question, so that again Yudhishthira to Yaksha, he is telling that I want some answers for my questions. I want to ask some questions. So after answering all my questions, you can drink the water. This is the Yaksha's questions. First, Yaksha started asking questions. What are the questions of Yaksha? Let's see. What makes sun shine every day? So what is the reason for shining of the sun? This is the first question of Yaksha. So the Yudhishthira's answer is the power of God. This is the power of God, because this is the sun daily, in the daily morning. So the sun rises, in the evening it is gone. So it is only because this is the reason for this is the power of God. Next question is, what is faster than wind? Yaksha's question. The second question of Yaksha is, what is faster than wind? This is the second question of Yaksha. Mind. Absolutely right. Mind is faster than the wind. We can think very fastly. So that mind is faster than wind. So this is the Yudhishthira's answer. Next, what befriends a travelers? So when we are traveling, what is the best friend for the travelers? What is the best friend? Do you know which one is the best friend? Learning. Learning is the best friend for the travelers. When we are traveling, when we are going to other place, we can learn more things. We can see our surroundings, very different nature, very different things we can see. So that is the best friend for the travelers. Next question is, who is the friend of one who stays at home? Who is the best friend for the person who is in the home, who stays at the home? Let's see what is the answer for this question. What is the Yudhishthira's answer is the wife. The one person who stays at home, the best friend was his wife. His wife is the best friend for that person who stays at home. She is the best friend. Who accompanies a man in death? So very strange question, very different question. Who accompanies? Who is there for us when we are dead? So who is there? Nobody is there. So we alone born and we alone go. So who accompanies for a man in death? So Yudhishthira's answer is Dharma. Dharma is the one thing for accompanies us in the death. That alone accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after the death. So when we are alive, what we are doing, the good things, either it is a good things or bad things. That is those are the works we are handling with us in the depth. Next question of Yaksha is, which is the first vessel? So which is the first vessel on this land? So that is earth, which contains all within itself, is the greatest vessel. So which is the first vessel? The earth. It contains everything. So it is a bad or good, he is a criminal or a danger, everything. It covers everything. The earth is the greatest vessel according to Yudhishthira. Next, what is the loss which brings joy and not sorrow? So what is the loss? What is the thing which brings joy and not sorrow? So Yudhishthira's answer is, that brings joy and not sorrow. Anger. Giving it up, we will no longer be subjected to sorrow. So we just quit the anger, so we can take some more happiness in our life. Next, what makes one a real Brahman? Is it birth, good conduct or learning? Answer decisively. What makes one person a Brahmin? So, is it the birth? So, by birth we are going to we are the Brahmins, or those good conducts makes us the Brahmin, or learning makes us the Brahmin? So, answer very frankly. Yaksha asked this question to Yudhishthira. The Yudhishthira's answer is, so very decisively he gives the answer, birth and learning do not make one a Brahman, good conduct alone does. However, learned a person may be, he will not be a Brahman if he is a slave to bad habits. So, the question is, what makes the real Brahman? For this question, Yudhishthira is answered, birth and learning do not make one Brahmin. So, birth and learning, that doesn't make a person Brahmin. And then good conduct alone does. Good conduct, everyone is doing good conduct, everyone is doing some favorable things to the others, and everyone is doing helping to other persons. So that doesn't do. However, learned a person may be. He will not be a Brahmin if he is a slave to bad habits. If a person who is slave to the bad habits, he is not a Brahmin, and the person who don't have any bad, so that he is the real Brahmin according to Yudhishthira. Next, thus the Yaksha posed many questions and Yudhishthira answered them all. So Yaksha, so he is asking many more questions to Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira answered every questions. Each and every questions he is answered, and now Yaksha was impressed. He was impressed to Yudhishthira for his answers. Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied. So now Yudhishthira, so he was thinking, Yaksha is asking that, who want your brother to be alive? So I will give one person, one person, one Pandavas for the living life. So that question, so Yudhishthira once he was thinking that, and then replied. The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira. Next, he was pleased. O Yaksha, Kunti and Madhuri were the two wives of my father. I am surviving a son of Kunti, and so she is not completely bereaved. So, to be fair, I ask that Madri's son Nakula may revive. So, I want Nakula to be revived. I want Nakula's life, because so Kunti and Madri were the two wives of Pandava. So Pandava, his father. So that I am surviving. For Kunti, so Yudhishthira was survived. So now for Madri, I want Nakula to be revived. Then the Yaksha was pleased with Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to his life. So maybe the possibility is Yudhishthira can ask everyone, but Yudhishthira can ask the brave Bhima and the courageous Arjuna, but he asked Nakula's life because of his Madri. So Kunti, for Kunti Yudhishthira have, so that Madri she don't have any children other than Nakula and Sahadeva, so that Yudhishthira asked the Nakula's lives, so that this one is impressed to Yaksha, so that he was impressed and give the rebirth to everyone. And then it was Yama, the lord of death, who had taken the form of the deer and the Yaksha, so that he might see his son Yudhishthira and test him. He embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. That is none other than Yaksha is a lord of death. Yaksha is a Yama, the lord of death. He came to the Pandavas to test them, and then asked some more questions to test them. So all the four brothers did not. They are unable to give the answers, but Yudhishthira give answers to each and every questions and take back his four brothers. And Yaksha, after asking all the questions, Yama or Yaksha, he blessed these 5 Pandavas, and then only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. None of your enemies will be able to discover you. You will successfully fulfill your undertaking. So Yaksha was blessed those Pandavas with, so only few years are there to complete your exhalation, so that with blessings you can go. So like this, Yaksha was blessed to the Pandavas. So this lesson was completed here. Thank you.